So what you're telling me is there's a 240SX over the edge of a cliff and you need me to go get it. Interesting. Well, Beans, let's fire up the tow truck and see what we can do. Welcome back to SnowRunner, guys, and today we have another episode of TC's Towing and a brand new RP mission. So we are going to be using Puppy Master's IX Wrecker with the rollback option to go out and rescue this 240SX that has somehow ended up over the edge of a ravine, and we need to go get it back. So let's go ahead and head out and see what we can do. Now, there have been many updates to this truck ever since you guys last saw it on my channel, and I'm going to wait until we get out there to demonstrate to you guys the biggest and, like, undeniably the coolest new feature of this tow truck. But since this is more of a realistic RP, I'm going to drive semi-realistically, and we'll see how it goes. As you can see, we could finally bring our buddy Beans along with us in the tow truck. Ain't that right, bud? Yeah, ain't that right? Passing our house just now, actually. So, as we make our way down this road, basically what we're looking at is recovering this 240 from over the edge, and then loading it onto the rollback, and then bringing it back to town. So there are a few different stages to this recovery, but we'll see if we can get it done quickly and easily without too many mistakes, although I can't promise that there won't be a couple of mistakes here and there. Well, it's starting to rain on us. That shouldn't put us in too bad of a scenario, though. I mean, this thing is pretty grippy regardless. And these tires as well, I mean, they're the factory size, but they're definitely nothing to sneeze at in terms of grip. Alright, let's make our way up this hill. See if it wants to, yeah, it wants to go down to 5th. Well, it kind of wants to gear hunt between 5th and 6th. It's kind of like it almost, the engine is telling the truck's brain that, like, hey, I have the torque to do this. But the transmission is coming back and being like, no, this ratio is too long. You need to be in 5th, not 6th. And the engine is being like, no, I have torque. And so it's pretty much a constant argument between the engine and transmission when you're going up a hill that steep. Being real careful coming down the other end of the mountain. Keeping it in my lane. Now, I will say that when we actually go to recover this thing, we will need to probably take up both lanes for a little while, and if we had cones in this game, I would use them, but we don't, so we're kind of out of options there. Now, I think we are supposed to be getting fairly close to where this 240 is, but we'll go ahead and recover it once we see. I think we're almost there. I think this is about where he went. Oh, I see a little bit of red. There he is. Wow, he really did a number on that thing, didn't he? Man, it's a good thing he didn't end up a little bit further, because that would be a much more difficult recovery. I don't even know if it would have been recoverable, but let's go ahead and get these lights on since it's raining. And we'll try to get this all situated. May or may not have to drag the bumper a little bit, or drag the back of the bed. Ease it back in. Now, like I said, I'm going to have to pull this thing. You know what? Actually, that's probably not the best way to do this. I'm going to use the winch up front to pull it back up. Disable the diff lock because we don't need that on the pavement. Four-wheel drive is four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive is always on this truck, though, so no real need to worry there. Ease it back. Alright, I'm going to ease the front end over. I'm also going to lock the diff. And let's see if we can winch this guy back out of here. It's going to tear up that front end. But you know what? We're getting it out. Lock it in reverse. Easy. There we go, it's almost out. And it's out. Seems like it runs. It's got some body damage, but it does run, which is good. That means it won't be terribly impossible to get up onto the back of the truck. I am going to try and rotate it around, though, so it's a little bit easier to get loaded. Winch yet again to that. Oh, he's trying to take off. Come back here. All right. There we go. All right, now let's get this guy turned around. Put it back into, there we go. I'm just kind of enabling diff lock as a bit of a precaution because I don't want this thing to get stuck. All right, I don't want to ram the rollback into the 240 as well, so let me move up just a bit. All right, this is where the real magic of this truck is. So I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, activate anchor. Bed goes up, bed goes back. Now, we're going to actually hop in the 240 and see if, okay, so it's actually mostly cosmetic damage. Most of that looks like what he did when he ran off the road. I wouldn't be surprised if his alignment is completely screwed up, though. Fair warning to this guy, we are going to tear his bumper off. Potentially. Come on, there you go. Now, stop it. And go ahead and, I might as well, I think, tether it to the back. Yeah, there we go. Now that it's tethered, we can go ahead and activate the anchors. Not bad. Not bad. Real quick, I want to see if we can force this thing to keep the engine turned off. That's all I want, is for it to keep its engine turned off the whole time. However, that can be a little tricky sometimes, but it looks like we got it. Nope. Alright, you know what? It wants to stay constantly on. That's a bit infuriating. Stop engine, handbrake on. Stop engine, handbrake on, lock it in reverse with the handbrake. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to the IX Wrecker, and I'm going to see if we can get this thing back to town without it being temperamental on us and trying to come off the back of the truck. But I would also just like to state that I think it's absolutely amazing that we have pretty much an entirely functional rollback tow truck now. I mean, there's really nothing about this. There's nothing about this that doesn't work at this point, you know? I mean, before, we were kind of having to go through, you know, some different things, different aspects here and there of like, well, it kind of works, but there's like this issue or that issue. And with this setup now, I mean, it's pretty much all there. I can't think of anything that you would need to add to this truck to make it, you know, better, per se. Now, I'm sure that Puppy Master is going to actually add more stuff. I feel like he's going to add more stuff in the future because, you know, I feel like it's one of those projects that he's kind of a perfectionist and he'll never be, like, fully 100% satisfied with it, and so he'll probably just keep adding stuff to it. But A, there's nothing wrong with that, and B, I think this thing is in a place where it's basically perfect. So now let's see about getting back to town. So far, the car hasn't had too much of an issue. Trying to be nice and careful. Don't want to do any more damage to that 240 than has already been done. And, that's a lot of damage. We'll probably end up dropping it off right at the shop because, I mean, it's gonna need a shop, that's for sure. It is absolutely 100% going to need a shop. Okay. A little close to the back of the truck there, aren't you, Mr. 240? As much as I know it's going to be glitchy and weird, I'm going to bring it with me. Like, I'm going to attach it because I don't want it falling off the back. And I know it's going to try to run the engine and be all weird, but there's pretty much nothing you could do about that. There's really, like, not anything that I feel like you could actually do about that. And it's one of those weird aspects of SnowRunner that I haven't, like, I don't fully understand it. I don't fully understand why they're like, okay, yeah, you have gas, and, you know, if you're connected by a winch to another vehicle, we are going to force their engine to start, you know, under all circumstances. Like, if they have fuel, we must make them start up. Which I get it if you're trying to recover something, but at the same time, it's a little frustrating if you want to do, like, really realistic RP. Now, I'm sure there is some way around it. I'm sure there's some way to trick it. But even then, I kind of wish it was, like, just an option in the advanced menu. Like, would you like the vehicle you're winching to turn on its engine or not? Like, and yes or no. Would you like them to leave their engine off? Either way, it ain't going anywhere now. Stick to the road. Just get it back to where it needs to be. I'm sure there's definitely going to be a bit of a repair bill for this thing, but you never know. It is kind of sad, though, because it's a nice car. It's a really nice 240. But then again, you know, you never know what you're going to find up there along the ridge. Alright, let's go ahead and make this quick turn right here. And head off into the garage. And get it all unloaded. Easing it back. Alright, let's get you unloaded. Activate. It nearly yeets it off the back of the rollback. And then I'll go ahead and pull it off the back and just finish getting it off the truck. Shut it off. And there we are. Now all we gotta do is bring the rollback back up, park the tow truck, and get it ready for its next job. So it's good to go. If you guys enjoyed this towing mission in SnowRunner, make sure you let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let me know what types of recoveries you would like to see, and let me know anything really that you would like to request down there in the comment section below. If you enjoy these types of videos, make sure you leave me a like and subscribe. Turn those notifications on because you don't want to miss what could be possibly coming soon. So, with all that being said, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.